really important to us that they understand what's happening here in Suffolk County, and that commitment that they'll help make sure we have the supplies that we need moving forward to fight this virus. And so the biggest need that we have right now is gowns. We have those N95 masks. As long as that supply continues to come in from the federal government to the state, distributed down to the places that need it, like Suffolk, like Nassau, like Westchester, and the city, of course, that is critical, that remains open. But the biggest need that we have right now is gowns. These are very important to the healthcare workers and to other essential workers. And if you think about it, these masks, the gowns that they wear, this is the body armor for the soldiers on the front line, the people fighting the battle here. That's the armor they need to wear to keep themselves safe so they can fight the battle. So gowns are particularly important. And I spoke yesterday about the fact that we were expecting 25,000 gowns to arrive here in the county. We ordered those more than 10 days ago from a supplier out of Texas. We, as I said, have a specialized team who spend all their time, all they do is look for and run down potential opportunities to purchase personal protective equipment that we will need as this battle continues and as we move forward, to provide for healthcare workers, first responders, nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and everyone out there who is essential and doing important work right now. So gowns are critical. Those gowns were due to arrive yesterday. They did not arrive. We ran this down last night and discovered where the problem was. The gowns were arriving in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and they told us that they would not be able to get those gowns here until the 14th. Now that's 4 days away. That's not long in normal times. But for us right now, when we're looking at burn rates that are incredibly short, the supplies used up so quickly, we're looking at days and even hours. In some cases, 4 days is a lifetime. So this morning, I dispatched a crew from the Department of Public Works to Allentown, Pennsylvania, to pick up those supplies, pick up those gowns, and to bring them back here to the county. They will be back here this afternoon, and we will begin the process of distributing those out. But 25,000 gowns will not last long. It is important that those supplies continue to come in. And again, I want to thank Governor Cuomo for everything he has done and the extraordinary leadership that he has shown throughout this crisis, and for all the work he's done to help bring supplies here. And we need to continue to see more of those, particularly gowns, at this moment. So let's go to the rest of the numbers. The hospitalizations, that's a number that we've tracked every day. Very important in looking at where the trend line is going there. And we see that number continue to rise, an increase of 47 from yesterday. So the number now is up to 1,642. Again, up 47 from yesterday. Over the last 10 days, we've seen that number spike up, come back down, and we've been hovering around that 50 area for a few days. On ICU beds, we've also been hovering in the area where we've gone up a few, gone down a few, but have not seen sharp increases in ICU beds over the last 4 days. Of course, we know that as we continue to get net new hospitalizations for COVID-19 patients, that some of those are going to end up on ICU beds. So that continued rise in hospitalizations is something we're closely looking at and is always a concern. With respect to capacity, the hospital capacity today is at 3,439. The hospital beds in the county and the ICU beds are at 758. So again, day by day, we can continue to see hospital capacity go up. Today, we have 658 hospital beds available, 113 ICU beds available as well. And the good news is that, and we love to be able to report good news, is that 132 COVID-19 patients were discharged from the hospital in the last 24 hours. And that is great news. Every time we can talk about people coming into the hospital and coming out, emphasizes the fact that there is great hope here still. The bad news, of course, that we report every day, unfortunately, is the rise in fatalities from COVID-19. And that number has continued to rise at a staggering pace. Yesterday, we were at 362 individuals who have died from COVID-19. That number has gone up by 52 in the last 24 hours to 414. 414 people from our county who have died from this virus. That is unimaginable. And what is frightening about those numbers is that we know they are going to continue to rise based on where we are with hospitalizations. And to all those families, and think about all those families who are impacted by that, we are thinking about you. You are in our prayers. We're so sorry for your loss. And we're going to continue to do everything we can to support our frontline workers and continue the fight to save as many lives as possible as we continue to be in the thick of this battle. Part of that effort is to really be targeting certain areas that we know we have a higher caseload, the hotspot areas that have been identified. And we've been looking at that from day one as more and more testing has happened. Early on in the process, it was really impossible to identify if there were any true hotspots. But as testing has increased and now we have over 20,000 confirmed positive cases, you can see where there are higher than normal numbers or higher numbers than in other parts of the county. And so we've worked to expand messaging in those areas and have now ramped that up by opening up, by the county opening up hotspot testing sites in these areas with the purpose of not only providing testing to communities that have been disproportionately impacted, targeted testing for those areas, but to get the messaging to those communities where we know there are challenges with communications. We know a lot of our immigrant communities that are Spanish speaking, that messaging may not be getting through in the same way that it is in other communities. So these hotspot testing sites give us the ability to message directly to the community and to have that message spread throughout the community organically by having that direct person-to-person communication. So we stood up the Huntington Station targeted testing site, and now today we have opened the sites in Brentwood and in Riverhead. We are looking at additional locations in areas that have been affected at a higher rate than the county more broadly. So we will be looking to roll those out in the coming days and to announce those in the coming days. And again, I want to thank the people involved here, HRH Care, our network of health centers in this county who provide important care to communities and to people all over our county. Reef Technology, which provided the logistics support and the tenting, Fidelis Care that's provided tenting as well, and has really been a great supporter of this effort. And Bethpage Federal Credit Union that donated hand sanitizers that we're able to hand out to the people coming for the testing. So my thanks to all of those. And as part of this outreach effort and our continued work in getting the message out to the public, and to some of our hard to connect with communities, we have our text messaging service that people have signed up to that has allowed thousands of people across our county to be getting text messages from people from the county with updates about the COVID-19 virus and our response and everything that's happening. Well, now we're rolling out a text message in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking residents. And for those who want to get those updates in Spanish, they can text to 67283, text COVID Espanol to 67283, and you'll be able to get those updates directly a number of times a day about what is happening, the latest information related to the COVID-19 virus to your mobile device. Just text COVID Espanol to 67283. I want to talk about public safety again. I spoke yesterday about cases that the Suffolk County Police Department has solved, and my thanks again to Commissioner Hart and Chief Cameron, who was on the line, and to all the men and women of the Suffolk County Police Department and our entire law enforcement community here in Suffolk County for the great work that they are doing. Our Suffolk County police officers continue to be out there. They are a major part of our response to the virus, but they are also doing their normal police work. They are fighting crime on a daily basis. And we highlighted a couple of cases yesterday of people who thought that this would be a good time to commit crimes because the police department might be distracted. Well, we had another great arrest from the police department, a mastic beak man who had been breaking into businesses in Patchogue and Center Moriches was arrested.
All right, you're watching Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone give his daily update.